Okay, in this video, we're going to show you how to take the vellum that you created last, and we're going to show you how to take this, take your coated screen, and put these together, and we're going to use our exposure unit here to burn your screen onto your frame. Before we do that, however, we've got to do one important step, and that is to clean the glass. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to need some ordinary newsprint paper, the non-glossy stuff. We're going to need some Windex. Now to clean the glass, what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to open up the exposure unit by grabbing on this handle, pulling it towards you, like so, and lifting up. Okay? What we want to do is make sure this glass is clean. Any dust, dried emulsion, anything can affect the exposure on your screen. So all we're going to do is we're going to take some ordinary Windex, spray it onto the glass, and we're going to take our newsprint paper like so, and we're just going to crumple it up, and we're going to start wiping the glass down. Now many people question, why use ordinary newsprint paper? The reason for that is newsprint paper will not streak glass. You can get that glass incredibly clear and clean. And that's what we want to have in order to get a proper exposure on your frame. Now once you're done, let that window cleaner evaporate off. There's ammonia in that. Ammonia and emulsion don't like each other. If this is wet and you happen to put your screen on, you're going to ruin it. So make sure that the glass is dry before you put your screen down. Now once you have your glass clean, we're going to take our vellum and we're going to lay it on the glass so you can read the image. That's super important. Your screen, there's two sides. You have the print side, which is your flat side. The indented side is called squeegee. We want to take and put the flat side or the print side facing down on top of your design just like this. So I'm just centering it up visually, laying it in like so, and then all we're going to do is we're going to close the top and lock it by pushing the handle back till you hear it lock like so. Okay, once you have your screen and your vellum securely in place in the exposure unit, we need to turn the exposure unit on. The main power switch is located right here. You turn that on. Your digital readout will begin to flash different numbers. It's going to tell you to have some fun here. And then it should go to program 1 dot at 30 units. If it reads anything other than that, do not expose. It's not going to work. Now, there's a lot of touch pads, there's switches, there's knobs, everything else. The unit is extremely simple to use. All you have to do is press the start button, and when that happens, you're going to hear the vacuum pump start up, and you're going to see what we call the drawdown time. It's going to count from 43 or 44 back down to 0. What's happening is that the air that's trapped between the rubber blanket and the glass, we're taking all the air out. And what you're going to see start happening is the frame is going to start to appear, and the blanket is going to tighten itself all the way around the frame completely. The idea is that we want the vellum and your screen to be in perfect contact with each other, nice and flat. When this gets to 0, you're going to see the exposure unit come on. And we've talked about this in the past, that we have to watch out for UV burns. And it's a little ironic because when you first see this, there's really not much light that comes out of it. But remember, this isn't your typical 60-watt light bulb that you have at home. It takes time for this to build up to the proper light. And as you can see, it's getting brighter and brighter. Now when we talk about UV burns, we talk about the safety zone. And we're going to show you that by turning the lights off here. Okay, when we talk about the safety zone, you can see in the video you're watching, there's a illuminated area of the floor and a non-illuminated. There's a very distinctive line. Inside this is what we call the safety zone. If you're in here with exposed skin, all it takes is about 2.5 minutes for a UV burn to occur. They're very painful, you never want to have one. So if you have any exposed skin, do not stand in the safety area. Stand outside of it and wait for the exposure to be completed. Okay, as you can see, we're now timed down where we're coming to an end here. When you get done with the exposure, the unit's going to automatically shut itself off, as you're going to see in just a moment here. You'll see this, you'll hear the vacuum go off, and the light will come to an end. There it goes. Now once we're done, one of the important things to look at is that you see the two letters EC. What that stands for is exposure complete. So if you don't see EC, one of two things happen. We either had some sort of a power failure, or somebody came by and either canceled it or shut your power off. So always make sure you see the EC. Now if you're waiting for somebody else to finish up and you're going to jump on here, all you have to do to reset this is press reset. It'll come back up, program 1 at 30 units, and it's ready for the next person. Now when we're done, we're just going to grab our handle here, pull it towards us, lift up, and here's our screen. If you look closely, you can actually see the image, what we call burned, into your screen, which is now going to take us to the next step in our process, and we're now going to show you how to process the image from this point to where it's usable for screen print.